Alrighty, third graders, now we know what a portrait is, but now we need to know what should I be looking at when I look at a portrait? Good thing you're here, I'm going to tell you. So you're going to need some space for this because there are some hand motions to help you remember. When you are looking at a portrait, the first thing you should pay attention to is the facial expression. Okay, so I want you to say that. Facial expression. Now to help you remember that, you're going to take your finger and draw a circle around your face. Facial expression. Now you try it. Good job. Okay, so what do I mean by facial expression? I mean, what expression is the person in the portrait making? Do they look happy? Do they look worried or maybe curious? That's something that will help give you some information about the portrait. All right, what's that first one? Show me. Very good, facial expression. Number 2 is called focal point. Say it. Good job. Now here's the motion. Focal point. It's like, what are your eyes looking at? So now you try it. Focal point. Your turn. Good. Now the focal point of the picture is, what is the person looking at? Are they looking this way? Are they looking this way? Maybe they're looking right at you. I don't know. That's something you have to look at in the portrait, and that can give you more details too. Do you think that a picture would mean, let's see, if you have a portrait and the character is looking right at you, do you think that would mean something different than if you have a portrait and the character is looking down at the floor? How would that change the meaning of it? All right, so we have facial expression and focal point. Good job. Number 3 is called gesture. Can you say that? Gesture. Good job. And the head motion goes like this. Gesture. Kind of like, boop. All right, you try it. Gesture. Very good. The gesture is how is the character sitting or laying or standing? What are they doing? Like right now, would a picture with me like this mean a little bit different than a portrait with me like this? How did my gesture change from this to this? What does that tell you about me? That's something else you have to think about when you're looking at a portrait. All right, what do we have so far? Facial expression, focal point, gesture. Good job. You ready for number 4? Number 4 is clothing. Can you say it? Clothing. Here's what the hand motion is. Clothing. Like this. Like you're pulling on your clothes a little bit. You try it. Clothing. Good job. This one is pretty important. You have to look at the clothing that the person in the portrait is wearing. If you're looking at a portrait and the person is in a bathing suit, would that give you a whole different meaning than if you're looking at a portrait and the person is in a school uniform? Would that give you the same feelings? No. So the clothing is a pretty important part of the portrait and something you should really look at. All right, we're going to start from the top. You ready? We've got 4 of them. Facial expression, focal point, gesture, clothing. The next one is called setting. Can you say it? Setting. And here's the hand motion. Setting, like you're drawing a little square. You try it. Setting. This, just like in books, what's the setting in a book? Where the story takes place. Good job. So if you're looking at a portrait and somebody asks you what the setting is, the setting would be where the story is taking place. Where is the picture taking place? Are they in a field? Are they in a school? Are those going to give you different meanings of the portrait? Probably. So you need to pay attention to the setting. You ready? I've got 5 of them now, starting at the top. Facial expression, focal point, gesture, clothing, setting. All right, we've got 1 more. What do you think it could be? What else did we see in those portraits that might be important? I'm going to tell you. The objects. Can you say object? Object. Okay, here's the hand motion. Put one hand out. Object. Objects. You try it. Objects. Good job. The objects are what else other than the person is in the picture. Is the person holding something? Are they standing on something? Is there something in the background? Do those all give meanings to the portrait? Yes, they do. Anything, like any object that's in the portrait, could change the meaning of it. Object. Okay, ready for all 6? Get warmed up. Number 1, facial expression, focal point, gesture, clothing, setting, objects. Good job. Now let me see if you can do all 6 all by yourself. Ready? Good job. Did you get all 6? Alrighty. Now you're going to have to remember those when you do your assignment today. Think about them good. Or you can rewatch the video. Have fun.